eines Mannes sind für die Arbeit gemacht, Junge, nicht für Träume.
Dann lasst mich sein, Vater. Ich werde meinen eigenen Weg gehen.
Nicht alles Gold ist ein Segen.
Bitte, Jakob. Dein Vater meint es nur gut.
Sei kein Narr, Junge. Die Welt verschlingt Männer wie dich.
Ich kann nicht leben wie du, Vater. Ich gehe.
My brother never looked back. Not once. Not at me. Not at our mother's tears. Not at the home that had shaped him. He walked into the night with nothing but his stubborn will and a fire in his chest that no cold wind could snuff out. I often wondered if he felt it, that moment when the past severed like a frayed rope, sending him into a world that did not care for the name Waltz, nor the blood that ran in his veins. But Gold would care. Gold would listen. Gold would promise him everything he ever wanted.
White men never see the land. They only see what they can take. Waltz was different. Not better, just quieter. But his eyes were hungry. Not for food, not for water. Something deeper. Something that made men sick in the head. The sea spat out many men like him. Settlers, soldiers, men chasing the sun, thinking they could own the land if they walked far enough. He spoke little of his past, just said that he had seen men dig into the earth, searching for a god made of metal. I told him gold was a curse. He only laughed. I took him where he wanted to go, showed him the old trails, the places where the sun never touched the ground, where the rivers turned to dust. He learned the ways of the desert, how to drink from stones, how to follow the wind's whisper to water, how to move without being seen. He was quick. When he took a knife, he learned how to kill with it. When he took a gun, he learned how to shoot. But his weapon was never steel. It was patience. He fought beside me, not against my people, but against the land itself. The cold that stole breath in the night. The heat that turned men mad. The beasts that watched from the dark. For years, we walked the land, searching for gold. We found fool's gold, brittle rock, in the San Pedro Mountains. Men swore the hills bled gold, until the earth laughed in their faces. Met men in Colorado, who claimed they could pull gold from the river with the right formula. Alchemists, dreamers. They poured their magic into the waters, whispering promises, but the river swallowed their hopes and gave them nothing. We found graves marked only by rusted tools, men who had dug their own tombs without knowing it. But he never cursed the land, never turned back. He only looked deeper, listened harder. Then, one night, the earth spoke to us. We found it, hidden in the belly of a canyon, a vein of gold, pulsing in the rock like something alive, wrapped in the bones of those who had come before us. He held it in his hands, like a newborn, his breath heavy, his fingers shaking. He thought he'd won. But the land does not give without taking. I was the first thing he left behind, the first life traded for gold.
My husband rode into the mountains with the Dutchman. He never came back. They said he fell, that the rocks took him. But the land does not take men who respect it. Only those who are betrayed. The Dutchman returned alone, his pockets heavier. He did not speak of what happened, and no one dared ask. But I knew. A man who spills blood for gold is cursed. His hands will never be clean. His dreams will never be quiet. The spirits will follow him, whispering, reminding, waiting. When death sat beside him in that little house in Phoenix, I wonder what he saw in the dark. Did he see my husband's face? Did he hear the voices of those buried beneath grief? Gold does not forget, and neither do the dead.
They say the Dutchman's gold is cursed. That men who get too close disappear. Bullshit. You don't spend 20 years chasing a ghost without learning the truth. Waltz was no legend. He was a liar, a killer. He found something in these mountains, something real. But he knew what gold did to men. He hoarded it, let others die for it, and took his secret to the grave. But I'm not like the others. I'm smarter. I've got the maps, the records, the coordinates. I've traced his steps, read every story, followed every whisper. The gold is here. I can feel it. I just have to take what he couldn't.
They called him the Dutchman, but he was no simple miner. No, Jacob Waltz carried something heavier than gold in his pockets. A weight you could feel when you looked in his eyes, like a man forever watching the edge of a storm. He lived in that little shack by the Salt River, dying slow, raving about the mine. I brought him soup, and in those last days, he told me things, the kind of things that make you lock your doors at night. They don't let you leave with your gold, he whispered to me once. You pay for it, one way or another. I thought it was the fever talking. But when he finally died, I dug through his things, and there, beneath his cot, gold. Nuggets like I'd never seen before, pure as the devil's own promise. But I never found that mine. No one did. Maybe because it was never just a place. Maybe it was a graveyard he carried in his soul.
Every story has a truth at its core, even the damned ones. I spent years following the Dutchman's trail. Too many bodies left behind, too many questions with no answers. Men vanished in his wake, partners, rivals, even those just passing through. Officially, nothing ever stuck. No charges, no witnesses, just stories whispered in saloons and desert winds. But the pattern was there. Wherever Waltz went, someone died. They say he found a mine. I say he found something worse. Something that dug into him deeper than any pickaxe ever could. And whatever it was, it followed him to his grave.